going on? It's Fist bringing you another raw edition of Call of Duty for me to use, straight from my heart, because that's what I do. And we're going to talk about some strange shit going on in the universe. We're going to talk about in the universes of gaming, the universe of game. I'm playing on this yummy. I'm playing on Yemen. And I'm using the AN-94 now. This is a strange thing. My ass sometimes likes the red dot, and sometimes I don't. It's weird. This AN-94 is like the AK-47 from Call of Duty 4 with the red dot to me. But it's crazy. I can't use like the red dot and the red dot on the FAL without, like, the thing is so loud and the muzzle flash is just crazy. Maybe I'm not used to it. And I just feel better with the red dot with the AN-94. I don't know. Do you feel that way? I go through these spurts like, yo, I like this weapon today, and then the next day I don't. Sometimes I feel like getting my groove on. I want to get my groove on with this weapon, but I'm not feeling it today, so I got to throw a red dot on it. You know, I mean, maybe that's like you go through these things where you're like sick. You know how sometimes you get sick, the winter's been like 12 months long, and you're like have cabin fever, and you're like, I gotta get outside the house, it's not feeling good. Woo, Call of Duty signals all of that and a bag of chips. Like, you know the feeling when you're waiting all spring and summer, and you do your thing, and then school's about to start, and the only thing that's on your mind, you know, as far as video games is concerned, is like, yo, Call of Duty, when's it coming out? And then it's, you know, it's cold outside and it's snowing, and you're like playing Call of Duty, and you're like, I missed the winter. But then it's like April and March, and you're like, it's still cold outside. What the fuck is going on? And you're like, I'm tired of playing the same bullshit maps. Like, man, at least when you played Modern Warfare 3, we would get like maps every month. What happened, man? This shit's boring now. Oh, they give you these fucking little 80 credit things that you can pay for. Yeah, we don't have to. Listen, we're gonna get off easy at Treyarch. We don't have to make map packs. We'll just sell them shit. So I mean, look, man, I want maps. M-A-P, maps with S. Plural. Say it. So, I was looking at some news this week, and it might be old news, or maybe I forgot to mention this, but I've been seeing a lot of people like pushing like Battlefield, saying, oh, it's got 5 million views on the video. Look at that, snuck that bitch. Yeah, it does have 5 million views, and that is a good sign. That means people, even though it might not be Battlefield, it might not be Battlefield, it might not be the change that they're looking for. You know, you might not want that, but yet you were willing to work with it. Maybe you're up to here in your eyebrows of Call of Duty. Call of Duty. When you start seeing it in movies and shit, like I see it in movies now. I saw it in G.I. Joe and fucking, it was another video. I saw it this weekend in G.I. Joe. I was like fucking The Rock and somebody else was playing it. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right. I like, you know what I mean? I can't escape this shit. It's like everywhere. So, I love the game. I love Battlefield before it came out, and I think I'm gonna try to give Battlefield a try. I'm not hating on it. No, by no means necessary. But I want to be realistic. I want to be real about it. How realistic can we be about this? Like, everybody's like, yo, I'm supporting Battlefield, but nobody's over there. You know, like the majority of the crowd is not over there supporting it. And I think like this hybrid thing of MLG Pro that's going on right now, it's like a total disconnect. It's going on, it's really big to those guys, but like the rest of the community is like, out of sight, out of mind. I'm not, well, whatever. And it's just like, you know, we're kind of feeling left out is basically what I'm saying. You got Battlefield 4, and maybe here's what's going on. Maybe you're feeling the same thing I'm not feeling, and this is what's really going on. I was watching these videos, and they were like, yo, Battlefield's got 5 million views, the engine, 60 frames per second, it's looking really good, blah, blah, blah. Then I was watching the other, you know, when it was live, was the NVIDIA conference. and they were showing this engine from USC. And I'm like, oh, that thing is dope. I was like, if that was in Call of Duty, that would be the shit. But it was being shown by the University of Southern California. So I didn't think nothing of it, right? So they blew up this Battlefield. And then they're going to say Battlefield's coming out October 29th. October 29th, it's coming out. So you're telling me the new Xbox after E3 is coming out before Christmas. Basically, that's like it is a decision made by Activision, Xbox, and Sony. Yo, we're coming out with our new Call of Duty. We want a new engine, new system. Let's do it now. Boom. And that's what they're going to do. So if that's the case, that means both of them are coming out on a new system. And it, leads back to this NVIDIA conference I was watching. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking on YouTube, and lo and behold, what do I see? I see the USC video of this gaming stuff, and I'm like, Activision development and research. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And then I thought to myself, did they just buy these guys out and throw their name on there? Or is it, I didn't even know if it was a joke or what was going on. But apparently, it's true. Go research at yourself. Activision research and development for gaming. The engine looks immaculate. And if they're going to come out with that engine on the new console, I really don't know what to say about Battlefield 4. It keeps trying, and it really does keep trying to be, getting in there. But it's like Activision always one-ups them. And it's like, I'm saying to you, like, here is the thing that they don't understand. If you had the Medal of Honor franchise, right? And you wanted to capture this Call of Duty crowd like they've been chasing for like 3 or 4 or 5 years. They could have had it back in 2005, but they changed the game. If you want this Activision crowd, all you would have to do is bring back Medal of Honor, make a Call of Duty on this engine that they're using now, a same ripoff while they go on to the new version, because this is what's going to happen. A lot of people are not going to buy, let me repeat, are not going to buy the new Xbox and PS4. They just don't have the money. They just don't have the money. So why would you cancel Medal of Honor and not bring it back for the old system and then rip off the original Call of Duty and take that huge portion of people? They'd be like, yo, I'm happy. I just played this game. And then you're going to have only the diehards and people with money. They're going to move on to the next Call of Duty. They're not gonna go and spend money on that system. I mean, I'm going to, but the majority of us out there are not going to. They're going to wait a year until the shit and the bugs get worked out of it. You probably won't see people on the next Call of Duty until next year. So they're probably going to skip this version of Call of Duty. And then by doing so, you could have Medal of Honor Reborn ready for the next man, I should be the marketing genius mastermind at Electronic Arts. Somebody needs to go and forward my video to EA. I would change that company around overnight. I would take them out of the red. I would bring them back as a powerhouse. That would be the bottom line. Call of Duty would be like, God, we made a huge mistake. We should have made a version for the old Xbox. And then what would Xbox do? They would cancel the system by the next time the next version would come out. Period. And it would benefit everybody. Because you think about that, like you're making videos on YouTube for the new Xbox and the old Xbox games. People, I mean, it would be crazy not to do that. But we live in a world where suits and ties, bros, suit and tie bros, they don't get it. They don't get it. And I'm going to leave you with that. I think a lot of people, I think it's a huge mistake by Electronic Arts. I think it's a huge mistake by Activision. Not putting a version, no matter what. You can have another version called Call of Duty 4 HD Remix on the old Xbox. And you get 2 for 1 in November. And you're not going to split up sales because there's nobody going to be going to get the PS4 and the new Xbox like these people think they're going to get. They're gonna do their million or 3 million, but it's not gonna be no 10 million going out to buy that shit that day. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So you would do nothing but you got to cover your back door. Activision doesn't cover his back door, and you're a developer. I highly suggest you make a first-person ripoff. Excuse me, of Call of Duty HD Remix or this Call of Duty, and you would capture a huge portion, and then by next year when the new Call of Duty comes out, you release your game a month earlier comparative to the new Call of Duty, and see what type of retention you get. Anyways, till next time, get the fuck out of here.
Sure did. Horrible. Horrible, gay, horrible.
You have undermined all that we have